friends to New Heart, New World. I'm Rasika Manjari and thank you so much for joining me today. Today we're going to talk about the explosion of love. We see it all the time in the news or on our own front doorstep. In fact, we're saturated by it in every waking hour. Every day, somewhere in the world, people are being harassed, basic human rights are being violated, and bombs are being dropped. And it's not a new thing. Humans are quite good at terrorizing each other. Just look at the history books. In fact, it seems we're getting better at it over time. And we see that nations have peace talks, diplomatic negotiations and treaties, and other problem-solving forums. But what are we left with? Well, as you may have noticed, it's not world peace. Actually, it's usually more problems and setbacks that our politicians earn from their endeavours. But why can't we just get it right? Why can't we come to healthy agreements and common ground? Why can't we reach harmonious understandings with each other? Why is it so hard? I mean, this is stuff we learn in kindergarten. Work cooperatively, be nice to each other, don't hit your friends. So one of the reasons we can't seem to get it right is that we think we outgrew Kindy 101. So what happens is that the individual experience gets reflected in the global experience. War between nations actually originates from our own personal individual wars between our near and dear, and ultimately the war with ourselves. We're angry, dissatisfied, impatient, hostile and intolerant of each other, but most of all with ourselves. The idealists among us believe in world peace, but come on, really? That's a very nice notion, but something has to change, and it's not just our carbon footprint. To fully answer the question why we can't get world peace right, we first need to understand the truth of who we are. I mean, who are we, these human beings, running around creating chaos to the civilized and not so civilized world? We may think that the baddies are out there being nasty and killing people, but actually we each have our very own personal baddie in our very own hearts. We're all either directly or indirectly contributing to our current world situation at some level. It's time for us to take responsibility, personal responsibility. Usually we like to project the cause of world disasters and difficulties out there onto others who are really bad. But if we take the time to introspect and look deep inside, we will inevitably find that we're not saintly beings either. Just yet, anyway. Shock horror, it's true. By definition, being on this planet of duality, we all have an inner demon and an inner saint. So we've got some work to do. But thankfully, the work to be done doesn't have to be painful, and we don't need to get our knickers in a knot either. We learn from the ancient sacred teachings of Bhakti Yoga that our inner beauty or saintliness is there by virtue of the fact that we originally came from a much better place, and our inner demon is there as part of us that mistakenly identifies with this world and its troubles and illusions. But when we follow a spiritual path and adhere faithfully to its guidelines and teachings, we're well on the way to recovering our paradise lost. Now, all of this seems a little bit unpopular in today's society, but there it is. Following a spiritual path is our way out of the misery of this world. Bhakti Yoga is one such path, and its beauty lies in its poetic philosophy that has the answers to every question that may come to the mind of someone struggling in this material reality. This ancient sacred body of knowledge acknowledges and knows deeply our existential predicament, and it also teaches us that we're much more than who we think we are, until we ourselves become poetry in motion. Because we are spirit souls, and we're in these bodies for one purpose only: to rediscover our lost spiritual identities and to reconnect with our long-lost best friend and well-wisher, Krishna. He's also known as God and has infinite other names. But as human beings, because we think we know what we need, and in fact we think we know it all, we act in such a way that strengthens our inner demon rather than cultivating our inner beauty, which is actually our true original self. Because basically we just don't know any different. Cultivating your inner beauty may sound boring, but if you just get on the path, you'll be quickly leaving your anxieties for dust. And Bhakti Yoga shows us just how to do it. Once we've reconnected with ourselves and with Krishna, once we've called home, you could say, and started that journey, life becomes very different. Yes, we'll still be dropping bombs, but these bombs will be the weapons of mass compassion and love that start to explode first within our hearts and then spill over out into the world as we know it. As is our custom in these videos, let's chant the Maha Mantra together now, the mantra that is the engineer and storehouse of each and every love bomb that is created by our devotion. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Drop your own love bomb today and let your heart explode with the bliss of who you really are and your spiritual purpose of divine connection. Now, if the idea of love exploding in your heart appeals to you, please check out my website at newheart-newworld.com, where you can find out a lot more about Bhakti Yoga and the Maha Mantra. You can also subscribe and regularly receive my blogs free and directly into your inbox. And don't forget to like, share and subscribe if this video was good for you. So please join me for many more videos on how Bhakti Yoga can practically help you navigate our beautiful but chaotic and troubled world and reach states of satisfaction and bliss that no one tells you about. Until then, I wish you all well. Bye for now.